Hi, welcome once again to the segment known as Conversation with the Executive Chairman. Soon you will get to know Jared Tan. Yep, Jared has a very colorful background simply because what did you actually study?
I studied engineering. I graduated from local U. I was from NUS. Did my master's in NUS.
You did masters?
Yeah.
You mean engineering is so exciting and interesting you want to do masters?
No, you know the thing about when you are young, you don't know what to do, and then the only thing you do is to what? Study lor.
Study. Actually, sometimes when you are young, people like to study to escape the reality of entering. But no, when you did your master's, is it continuously or you went to the workforce and come back?
So I continuously, and then because I was also quite a high achiever in the corporate world, I did part-time studies as well as managing a full-time engineering job in my career. Because I graduated in mechanical engineering, so it's very versatile. I started my engineering career in oil and gas sector.
Wow.
And built over the years. I rotated across different industries and I crossed across pharmaceutical and then finally aerospace. Yeah.
And that's in a good span of probably 10 years?
10 years.
Then the question is, what prompted you when the global economy is probably at its worst, you joined PropNex?
Yeah. I think really if I just recollect my memory 5 years ago, it was not an easy decision because at the point of time, my kids were very young. I have 2 kids, a third one coming on along the way. At the point of time, I really wanted something more. I was 32, 33 at that stage of my life.
No, one of the interesting I know, anyone who's 32, this will happen. Trust me.
Yeah.
I was in the armed forces as a pensionable officer. Yep. That means my career is guaranteed with $1 million bonus.
Yeah.
Age 32, I quit. Okay.
I don't know if it's an identity crisis or what, but I felt like at that prime stage of my life, I really wanted to do something a lot more meaningful, not only for myself, but more for the people around me also. And I felt like even though I was an achiever in the corporate world, I was not able to get that satisfaction, the meaningful and the impact that I was creating for the people around me. So it was a difficult decision because like you, I was also quite comfortable, but I decided if it's now, it's never.
Exactly.
And because I can position myself, if let's say I delay this 3 years later, 5 years later, it really gets harder and harder.
You're absolutely right.
Because
I agree.
number one, maybe your pay gets a little bit more, and then maybe your energy levels are not so high anymore.
And your commitment increases.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
A lot of people, unfortunately, when they do real estate, they do it like a part-time thing, a side hustle or hobby. For me, it was none of the above. It was all in. So I was really blessed and fortunate that when my first year in PropNex, I did $500,000. And that was really gave me a good confidence boost into what the potential is like for real estate. And I just left everything behind and just really full focus lah.
And when you said the first year was $500,000, was that better than your last drawn salary a year ago?
Of course.
Let me just give a little bit more information about Jared. That was his starting year in year 2021. He had a good start because he was clear-minded and he went on in year 2023, PropNex Millionaire, 2024, PropNex Millionaire, 2025, PropNex Millionaire, and 2026.
Hopefully, I also achieve.
No, it won't be hopefully. Trust me. If you want to take a bet, I'm ready to put the money on you.
Thank you for having faith in me.
Yeah. But the key thing I want to ask here is this. How do you get your clients? And what are the ways that you connect with them?
For me, if I believe that going to the cold market allows me to determine how much I can scale. Because the nature of referral business, sometimes it depends on whether people might remember you, and there's a limit, usually there's a ceiling to scale.
Yeah.
I decided that I really wanted real estate. Not to just be sometimes I do well, sometimes I don't do well. I needed consistency. I basically run a lot of ads, all right, to target property buyers. And then when buyers, they come through me, usually we have a one-to-one consultation, and that's where the platform I showcase my value in terms of what I'm able to bring to the table. Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask a question. Because content is key, today everybody is out there in the social media. Yep. But why people want to engage you? Because you said that you like to be in the cold market because it's more sustainable or scalable, right?
The truth is, boss, even though I was millionaire in 2023, it does not guarantee that I will be millionaire 2024.
For sure.
And it doesn't guarantee that 2025 because the landscape continues to change. Last time, nobody even dabbled with social media. Now it's a default. And then now, of course, with the evolution of AI, everybody must constantly evolve and really adapt to the current landscape.
Yeah.
So as a realtor, if you want to constantly be consistent, you need to always up your game. And I think my clients see that in Jared, that they are always, I'm always constantly improving. Always thinking one step, two steps ahead. To always find the value positioning, whether it be consult or facilitating a transaction or my advice.
Can I just talk about value? Now we talk about so much about why people want to, right? If I just ask a question, is data important in the client decision-making process?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, I feel like if I may add on, what's even more important than data is clarity. Because in this AI world, right, actually the client do not lack data. Why they still choose to work with an agent, even though they have all this data, is the more data they have, they are more confused. And then looking for a steward, someone like a guide, a beacon to dissect and maybe distill all this data for them. So that's where I think I present myself as that figure that they want to. Of course, how do I do that? Is of course I have access to the data, which of course PropNex have a lot of the tools and platforms that allow me to present myself in a position of value.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely right, because you said it's flooded with information too much. But one of the key things here is, Jared, how the landscape has changed here is today emotional selling versus data-driven, filtered by the real estate salesperson to the needs of the customers makes a huge difference. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah. I feel like emotional selling is a very outdated already.
Exactly.
If you're a realtor watching this today and you are still really depending on emotional selling, you will feel a lot of resistance when you face clients, because clients actually now are already very smart. They really want someone more than just a transactor or someone to hype sell or based on emotional selling.
Because consumers do have the data, as you said, right, from different platforms. But how a salesperson can convert this data meaningfully in the decision-making process.
Exactly, spot on.
Yeah, good. Let me just also understand. You also have got couple of downlines and have been following you for the last couple of years, and you have been coaching them and so on. I'm going to ask you two parts to this question. How do you make time with your sales, with your family, and yet if someone who wants to join you, or for those people who are already with you, in terms of the guidance and for them to be successful in this real estate journey?
Okay, actually there's one answer to this two-part question. I create systems around me to allow my business to be consistent, to be able to function even without full involvement with me. So basically I'm able to kind of operate. Even though I'm here today, my business still runs. All right, there are people that are still running my business for me. So that's exactly how I also create time to really mentor. I'm definitely open to finding like-minded people to join me to be able to replicate this repeatable and scalable business. That is how I'm wired. That's how I'm geared.
So basically, actually ask a question, two parts. But he also, if you hear or listen clearly, what he says here is this. If you are a disciplined person to start with, if you are a person who like process structure, and if you are good with numbers and you're willing to go all out, I think you will enjoy it. But if you just come and just say, teach me, let me earn, and you are not so hardworking, I think it's not going to be walk on the park.
Real estate is all about discipline. It's all about systemizing the randomness. You need to create a structure. The thing about this commission business is a lot of people, they get very anxious. This month I make some money, I close some deals. Next month I don't close any deals, and the anxiety comes. It's really about building a predictable business by creating the foundation and systems so that you reduce the anxiety and then you can really go out there and do all the good work.
So that's, well said, Jared, is because at the end of the day, you must understand people who are in this business, for sure, you don't have a CPF, you don't have a 13-month bonus, you don't have a 14-month bonus, but you have time. And if you can create the system, you can have a meaningful life.
Correct. If you are a fellow client that's watching this, I just want to thank you for giving me all the opportunity. Thank you for trusting me in being part of your real estate journey. Buying a property is probably the biggest milestone in your life. Oh, thank you for letting me be part of that. If you have a potential realtor that's watching this and you're looking to join a proven and systematic mentor who's able to guide you through this real estate journey, feel free to hit me up as well.
Jared has done exceptionally well in the month of April. He has also attained a super platinum status. Congratulations once again. And as well as a simple remembrance that we had this conversation with the executive chairman, a certificate to remember these moments.
Thank you.